Good evening and welcome to Icu Tv News. We take a look at the stories making headlines. 34-year-old woman dies after stepping on live ZESCO cable. New 50 and 100 Kwacha notes introduced in Zambia. Over 700 vulnerable farmers in Lunte receive FSP agricultural inputs. In international news, more than 800 killed after quake hits Afghanistan. Chipolopolo players begin arriving in Ndola ahead of World Cup Qualifier. With the news in details, my name is Chakwea Mirakomsonda. A 34-year-old woman of Chunga compound in Lusaka has died after being electrocuted by a loose ZESCO cable that had reportedly been reported to the utility days earlier. The victim, identified as Ndola was electrocuted on Sunday, August 31st, around 12 hours when she accidentally stepped on a live wire lying at the entrance of her yard. The cable had fallen from a nearby pole. According to her brother-in-law, Blues Mapalo, the electric current threw Mrs. Walia against a perimeter wall, causing fatal head injuries. He expressed frustration, stating that the resident had alerted ZESCO about the hazard 3 days before the incident, but were assured the problem had been fixed. Mr. Mapalo described the tragedy as an act of negligence and demanded that ZESCO take full responsibility, including covering funeral expenses. Meanwhile, the ZESCO team that rushed to the scene after the accident was reportedly chased away by irritated residents, leaving behind a ladder mounted on the transformer. In more news, the Bank of Zambia has today introduced the new 150 Kwacha notes as part of the Heritage Series currency rollout, first launched on March 31, 2025. The updated notes featured enhanced security elements and designs highlighting Zambia's natural and cultural heritage. Governor Dr. Denny Kalyalia says the transaction security and public confidence. The old notes will gradually be withdrawn under statutory instrument number 9 of 2025. The public is encouraged to familiarize themselves with the new feature to avoid fraud. More in the following report.
September 2025, the Bank of Zambia has introduced new 50 Kwacha and 100 Kwacha notes into circulation, part of the Heritage Series currency family launched on March 31, 2025. The notes feature advanced security and celebrate Zambia's cultural heritage. Governor Denny Kalyalia emphasized that the new notes aim to improve transaction security and public confidence. Odd 100 Kwacha and 50 Kwacha notes will be phased out gradually as the bank educates the public on the new currency security features as per statutory instrument number 9 of 2025. Luisa Mlenga reporting live from Icu TV.
More than 700 farmers in Lunte district have received agriculture inputs through the Food Security Pack program aimed at supporting vulnerable but productive households. According to Lunte District Community Development Officer Winfrida Katongo, the initiative is targeted at individuals who are capable of farming but lack the necessary resources, especially those who lost assets due to last year's drought in some parts of the country. Mr. Katongo notes that although the program is progressing, challenges such as poor mobile network connectivity and inadequate transportation are slowing down implementation efforts. She says that with the shift to digital systems, some areas were experiencing connectivity issues, which was affecting the speed at which they could reach their targets. Transport and Logistics Minister Frank Tayali has announced the immediate dissolution of the Zambia Airports Corporation Limited Board of Directors. Mr. Tayali explains that the move is intended to ensure that the corporation's leadership is in line with the government's broader strategic goals for the transport and aviation sectors. He emphasizes that the government He emphasized that the development of the modern transport infrastructure requires oversight from a board that is fully aligned with the government's vision. Efforts to appoint new board members are already underway, with an announcement expected soon, according to a statement released by the ministry's public relations officer, Ndubi Mvula. Zambia has recorded a 14% reduction in maternal mortality, positioning the country among Africa's health success stories. The announcement was made during the 75th session of the World Health Organization Regional Committee for Africa, which closed in Lusaka on Wednesday. Official data shows that the maternal mortality ratio declined from 252 deaths per 100,000 lives, in 2018 to 187 per 100,000 in 2024, while the neonatal mortality rate dropped from 27 deaths per 1,000 lives births to 17 per 1,000 in the same period. President Hichilema has said the progress reflects Zambia's investment in stronger health systems, improved service delivery, and expanded workforce. In the past 2 years, Zambia has deployed more than 20,000 health workers, increased health sector funding to 12% of the national budget, and expanded infrastructure with new hospitals, mini hospitals, and health centers nationwide. World Health Organization Director General Tedros Adhanom Ghebreyesus commended Zambia's achievements, describing them as a model for other African countries. The three-day conference, attended by over 600 delegates from 47 African nations, highlighted priorities such as universal health coverage, malaria elimination, polio eradication, and epidemic preparedness. Health Minister Dr. Elijah Muchima urged African governments to increase domestic financing for health, stressing that stronger systems are vital for safeguarding communities and advancing the continent's development. We take our first break. Stay tuned for more sports and international news.
Welcome to the Zambia Research and Development Center, an institution dedicated to national development through capacity building and community development. Established in 2007 by a group of professionals and lecturers, ZRDC has since become a hub of research and innovation in the country. Registered with the Ministry of Home Affairs under the Registrar of Societies, ZRDC pursues cutting-edge research to address pressing social and economic challenges. Get involved. ZRDC engages in activities that stimulate international collaboration, promote knowledge sharing, and make research expertise available to decision makers. Our mission at ZRDC is to foster innovation and capacity building for national development. We believe in addressing poverty and underdevelopment through institutional and capacity building, human empowerment, and gender participation. In our quest to foster innovation and capacity building for national development, ZRDC launched the ZRDC University Sponsorship for Capacity Building and Development Program to facilitate knowledge advancement among ZRDC researchers and those intending to join the research community. Qualified Zambian citizens can pursue education at credible universities in Zambia with guaranteed prospects of joining the ZRDC research community. ZRDC engages in industrial and technological research, covering research development and innovative investigations to drive dynamic industrial development at national and regional levels. Join us at the Zambia Research and Development Center as we continue to innovate, empower, and shape a brighter future for Zambia. ZRDC, fostering innovation and capacity building for national development.
Welcome back, and more in our local stories. The World Health Organization has committed to assisting Zambia in strengthening its regulatory framework as the country prepares to begin manufacturing cholera vaccines. WHO country representative Dr. Clement Lasuba stated that the Zambia's Medicine Regulatory Authority (ZAMRA) is currently ranked at level 2 and must reach level 3 to meet international standards for vaccine production. Dr. Lasuba mentions that the World Health Organization has pledged technical support following a recent meeting with President Hakainde Hichilema, where the vaccine initiative was emphasized as a national priority. Appearing on ZNBC's Sunday interview, Dr. Lasuba noted that Zambia has made considerable progress in planning for vaccine production and is taking leading role in the region. He also commends the country for its achievement in reducing maternal mortality, stating that Zambia's nearing is sustainable development goal of reducing maternal deaths to fewer than 70 per 100,000 live births. Secretary to the Cabinet, Mr. Patrick Kangwa, today officiated at the Senior Management Training for New Permanent Secretaries at the National Institute of Public Administration, NIPA, main campus in Lusaka. The program is designed to equip permanent secretaries with leadership transformation skills needed to excel in their roles. In this address, Mr. Kangwa urged the permanent secretaries to be ethical leaders rooted in constitutional values, saying that this would inspire citizens to become partners in national development rather than skeptics of government promises. He further encouraged them to be strategic leaders, making today's decisions with tomorrow's outcomes in mind, while aligning policies with economic diversification, climate resilience, digital transformation, and youth empowerment. The Cabinet Secretary also emphasized the importance of innovation and collaboration, noting that no ministry or agency can achieve transformational impact in isolation. He challenged the new permanent secretaries to create synergies, share resources, and coordinate efforts to amplify collective impact. Mr. Kangwa urges the participants to leave the training with enhanced skills, renewed purpose, broader visions, expanded networks, and deeper commitment to the transformational leaders that Zambia requires. You're still watching Icu TV News. We take another break. Stay tuned.
Hello, the Information and Communications University, ICU. What comes to your mind when you hear of this name? Is it the beautifully architectured infrastructure at our campus? Or is it the amazing students that are always performing well in their fields? My name is Zimba Emmanuel, and I present to you Alumni Chronicles, a program that gets to look at all students that have passed through the corridors of ICU and are making an impact in society today. Join me every week as I sit down with former students and get to listen to them, what they have to say about life after they've been through the university. Remember, it's ICU TV every week.
Welcome back. And now in international news, more than 800 people have been killed, nearly 3,000 injured after a magnitude 6 earthquake struck eastern Afghanistan just before midnight on Sunday, the United Nations Humanitarian Agency has said. Most of the deaths are in Kona province, officials say, warning that the death toll may rise significantly as entire villages have been destroyed by the quake. The epicenter is in a remote mountainous area, making it difficult for rescue operations to be carried out. The scale of devastation is unimaginable, a Taliban official said. The disaster comes as Afghanistan reels from severe drought, AIDS cuts, and what the World Food Programme describes as an unprecedented crisis of hunger. Still in international news, a court in Finland has sentenced a controversial leader of a Nigerian secessionist movement to 6 years in prison after convicting of terrorism-related offenses. Simon Ekpa, a Finnish citizen of Nigeria origin, attempted to promote the independence of the so-called Biafra region in southern eastern Nigeria by illegal means. According to the courts, the document made available to BBC News Pidgin by his lawyer. He also equipped armed groups with weapons and explosives through his network of contacts, the Pajat Hame District Court ruled in an unanimous verdict handed down by a panel of 3 judges. Ekpa, a former councillor in Finland's Lahti city, denied the charges. We take a short break. Stay tuned for sports news.
Did you know that mental health conditions are treatable and recovery is possible? Hi, I'm Ngenia Moyo. I'm your host on Let's Talk Mental Health. I invite you all to this show where you freely express yourself, and together we find a solution. For more details, you can contact 0777 93 73 92 and we'll be there to help you find solutions to whatever you're going through.
Welcome back. And now in sports news, the Chipolopolo national team has begun arriving in Ndola ahead of the next Monday 2026 FIFA World Cup qualifier against Morocco at Levi Mwanawasa Stadium. Aerial arrivals include foreign-based players Frankie Msonda from Bahrain, Gift Siame from Spain, and goalkeepers Monya Chibuetosta Sabata, Charles Kalumba, and Rollins Molenga. Spanish-based midfielder David Hamasenia is also in camp alongside several locally based players, including Happy Icu, who has been drafted in following weekend match development. More foreign-based players are expected to join the squad, with physical trainer Jaime Rollins set to conduct fitness tests before the final 24-man team is announced. That sports item brings us to the end of the main news. But before we go, we take a quick recap on the stories that made headlines. 34-year-old Chunga woman dies after stepping on live ZESCO cables. New 50 and 100 Kwacha notes introduced in Zambia. Over 700 vulnerable farmers in Lunte received FSP agricultural inputs. In international news, more than 800 killed after strong quake hits Afghanistan. In sports news, Chipolopolo players begin arriving in Ndola ahead of the World Cup qualifier. Thank you so much for watching ICU TV main news. Stay tuned to our Facebook page for more updates and as well as our website on icutvzm.com. Have a blessed night.